Hey guys, it's PhilosopherKing. How's it going? I'm leading T-Tar this time, not Slay King, and my opponent is leading Salamence. And right off the bat, I'm caught off guard. He decides to use Hydro Pump. So it's a Elements, Mixments, or Wishments with Hydro Pump as an attack move. I decided to stay in, try to take it out as if it was just a regular Dragon Dance or Choice Band Ments. And he switches his Dusclops to take the Ice Beam, and the replay froze, so that's fun. I go for Toxic, and he reveals to me it's a Calm Mind Dusclops. That is a very unusual set. I've seen it once, and really, I don't remember what attack move a Calm Mind Dusclops uses, but I just think it's an awful set. It's just an inferior Calm Mind Bliss. It really doesn't do anything that Blissey can do better. I mean, maybe it supports his team in some way, so I'm not, I'm going to give him the benefit of a doubt, but it's just an awful set. But anyway, I don't want to get too far behind. I bring my T-Tur in as he falls asleep, and I go for Rock Slide. Does a ton, and then Rock Slide connects again, and I get a crit, but didn't really matter since I was doing 50% and more than that with Sandstream. But that crit mattered. Earthquake does 83% after the crit, and I just decided to fire off my Melodic afterward. Given that the T-Tar was faster than the Melodic, I assume it had some speed investment, and the damage it did, I assume it had a lot of attack investment. So I just assume does not have the HP necessary to survive an Earthquake for my Dougie. So I bring it in, but it only does 91%, so I may have gotten gypped on the damage roll, and that allows him to take out the Dugtrio with Earthquake. So yeah, that sucked. Just in just a short while, I went from 6 pokes to 4. So my opponent has the advantage. Although I do get some tempo back, I bring my Gyarados in, and at the level of health the T-Tar's at, and the fact that he's not getting recovery from leftovers, yeah, I should be able to take it out if he stays in, and if he switches out, it's really not going to get a chance to do a lot since it's just at such a low level of health. But my opponent is taking the time to disconnect, so for the benefit of you and me, I'm just going to skip ahead until he reconnects. He's back. Goes for Dragon Dance. So we got Dragon Dance and Hydro Pump together. So some sort of weird mix Ments, Dragon Dance Ments thing. I really don't know what's going on. Goes for Dragon Claw. So my impression right now is that my opponent is new to Advanced OU. He's probably coming from like future gens where Dragon Claw is a physical move, and so he's just forgetting that 4th gen and 5th gen mechanics don't work the same way they do in 3rd gen. And he kind of makes a blunder. I mean, if he's going to stay in and go for Dragon Claw against my Gyarados, go all the way. He wasn't going to win the battle because the next hidden power Fly was guaranteed to kill him after Sandstream. So yeah, I mean, he could have done more to get damage against the Gyarados if he just did not go for Roar. But I'm not going to get too focused on that. Shows me Breloom. I bring Celebi in, and then I switch my Megaton thinking he'd use Spore, but he goes to his Swampert. I go back to my Celebi, he goes for Earthquake. I take it rather nicely, as I should. Ice Beam connects, I go for Leech Seed. I'm being super cautious. I'm just, I didn't think the Swampert would come in, so I went for Leech Seed in anticipation of some Celebi counter, but it doesn't look like he has one. So Leech Seed is leeching off Swampert. I'm gaining health, I'm recovering, I'm at +1, and yeah, at the level of health I'm at, I'm just going to go for Psychic, try to take the Swampert out. So that's the plan. We'll see how my opponent responds. He responds with Alakazam, which would be a pretty good answer to Celebi, but I'm at +1 at full health, and the crit, which makes up for the crit against my Melodic, does a ton, and I take it out with another Psychic. So 4-3 game, he answers with his Breloom, goes for Spore. I should have brought my Magneton in anticipation of that, but yeah, I just thought, well, what's the Breloom gonna do? It can't really do anything. But then I changed my mind, go my Magneton, and I should have just stayed in there after I went to sleep. So that was kind of stupid, but I mean, really, his team really doesn't have an answer to Celebi anymore. He has the T-Tar, but it's at 8%, and I can understand him being fearful of me going for Leech Seed or something just to take it out, because I will be faster than T-Tar, unless it's a Jolly set, a Jolly Tar, which would be really rare. So yeah, I wake up, or excuse me, I didn't wake up, but he overpredicts, goes for Focus Punch, and I go for Psychic, so I take out the Breloom. And once again, I'm confused. I go for Leech Seed to take out the T-Tar, and he shows me Flamethrower, which would be weird on a Choice Banded set. I'm assuming it's a Choice Banded set because T-Tar did a ton against the Melodic, despite the crit. So it's a Choice Banded T-Tar with Flamethrower. That's what I think it is, but you tell me in the comments if you have an opinion on the matter. But yeah, we're just going through the motions at this point. I mean, let's say the Celebi does get a crit or something like that with Ice Beam, and I'm at a low level of health. I have my T-Tar around, which is Choice Banded, which would do a ton, and if that doesn't do the trick, I have my Gyarados around, which would also do a ton. So, yeah, but it doesn't come down to that. My Celebi takes it out as it should, and the final score is 3-0. So, not the most exciting battle, but definitely some interesting sets. Calm Mind, Dusclops, Mixment's Dragon Dance set combined, Choice Band T-Tar with Flamethrower, and Alakazam and Breloom. I mean, it's just a very unusual team, although my opponent just may not be very experienced, and that's what I suspect, but, you know, he's learning. Maybe he'll change his Dusclops set, and maybe he'll change his Salamence set. At least I hope that's what's going to happen. But until next time, this is PhilosopherKing signing out.